Hey, what's up everybody, this is Kyle Record and I'm back at you with another video review, and this time we'll be taking a look at the WWE Championship Showdown Series 3, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. Yeah, this is my first Championship Showdown 2-pack, and it might be my only one. I'm not 100% sure about these Championship Showdown sets, but I still think they're kind of cool though, even though I'm not 100% sure about them. But as soon as I saw this set, I knew I had to grab it, because not only is it based on one of my favorite matches, but I really want to have this version of the Fiend where it's the basic with the jacket on. Anyways, let's see how these compare to the regular battle packs and see how do I really feel about these Championship Showdown sets and if I'm going to buy any more of these. But before we take a look at the figures, take a look at the packaging first, as we always do. Anyways, one thing I like is I love the design down here where it says Championship Showdown, has pictures of both guys, the Fiend and Daniel Bryan. Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan, series number 3. Includes championship side plate, figure stands, which I love these. These are really neat. Monsters of the Ring, of course the figures there, W logo. On the back shows basically how to use these stands it comes with. You can either use them as these side plates for the belt, which still haven't seen that in stores, but Amazon has it for $45. Or you can use them as the display stands for the figures, which I think is a really neat concept. Then we have a bio about the match these figures are based on, which is Survivor Series 2019, which I love that match, to be honest with you. It's a great match. Check that out if you haven't seen it. And then you can pause right there if you want to read. And the other sets in the series, we got Kane versus Edge and the Giant versus Ric Flair. The only one I really plan to get is I want the Kane figure from that set because I need it for my shelf display of wrestlers I grew up with, and that's the version of Kane I grew up with. I do not like that Edge figure from that set at all. The Giant Ric Flair, I like the Giant figure. I like the head scan. Ric Flair, I'm not too sure about. But I didn't even find that set when I found this at Target earlier this week. So maybe if I see this in person, maybe I'll get it, but we'll see. Anyways, that does it for the packaging. So let's open up the Fiend versus Bray Wyatt. The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan, excuse me. So let's open them up and see what we got. We'll be right back. Alright guys, so here we have the Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. Open up, now they're packaging. And these are pretty solid basic figures. Again, I actually really like this set. I'm glad I picked it up. But there's a couple issues, but I'll get into that later on. First up, the main selling point for these Championship Showdown sets, and that is the display stands that also double as the side plates of the Championship. Alright, first up, the Fiend. And this looks awesome. I love the shine to it. It looks really cool. It has the pig there on the side. Of course, has the like the little tabs here on the side so you can attach it to the belt. On the bottom, just as the WWE logo. These are really neat. If you actually buy the championship belt, you actually get 2 of the Fiend plates. So if you have this set and the belt, you'll basically have 3 of these Fiend plates, which is kind of nice. Like I said, I love the shine to it. That looks really cool. Can't wait to display this. And now on to the Daniel Bryan one, which is very basic, no pun intended. Just black circle with Daniel Bryan in the middle. Once again, love the shine. And the same thing, W logo on the back. And of course the tabs and pegs on the side. Really nice. I love these display stands. However, they're really big. I think they're too big though. I understand why they're so big, but it kind of makes it a pain in the butt for display purposes. Like if you have like a whole huge collection, I mean, look how big these are compared to the old WWE display stands. Remember how tiny these things are? But these are definitely more appropriate for your little collection on your shelf, because these are small enough to where you can still put your figures on it, but it's small enough to where you still have enough room to put other figures. With these, you really can, so it kind of limits, how much space you have. So definitely be wary about that if you choose to use these as display stands for your figures. I would still like them, but like I said, both good and bad. Now on to the figures. Alright, first up, Daniel Bryan, and this figure is awesome. Alright, same head sculpt that we saw before with the Elite Series 73, as well as the Elite Series 79. And I still like this head scan, it's really good. And I definitely like that they did a better job with the eyes this time around. The eyes looked really glossy on the Elite 73, but they definitely fixed it this time. They still look a little bit glossy, but not as glossy as Elite 73 did. They were like almost transparent, like he was like dead. Like it was bizarre. But it's really nice. I like this head sculpt. Moving down, standard Daniel Bryan torso we're used to, and love this attire. This is a really cool attire with the black, the red, and the green. I mean, look at that. That's really neat. It really stands out. Like, I love this. This is really, really neat. Not bad. Unfortunately, he has the very huge rubber knee pads, which kind of hinders his knee posability a little bit, so be careful, because when I bent the knee, the boot almost popped off again. Yeah, the same thing I had with the Viking Raiders basics, so definitely be very careful with that. Now on to the Fiend. Okay, now on to the Fiend. Now, at first glance, you might think this is the same figure as the WrestleMania basic, but in reality, that's mostly true. There is one difference between this and the WrestleMania basic, but I'll get to that in a second. Head sculpt is the same as the Elite 77, except for the hair. We have blonde hair this time, which they actually did do that on the running change version, but the blonde hair on this one is way too bright. Yeah, it's way too bright. It should be darker, which they did that on the Elite 77, so I don't know why they couldn't do it on this one. So it's definitely too bright. But still looks nice. The head scan looks really good. You got the tattoos there. He does have the jacket, but you can also move it so you can see his tattoos there on his chest. It does have the sleeve arms. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't say hurt or heal on his hands. But that's the standard for all basic Bray Wyatt figures. I don't even think the Series 114 has that. Now, here's one thing that kind of irks me. This figure has the sculpted on belt, but the Elite and the Ultimate Edition do not. The belt is painted on. On this one, it's molded. You would think the more expensive figures, the $20 Elite and the $30 Ultimate Edition, would have the sculpted belt, not the $10 basic like this is. That looks nice, though. And nice detail on the pants, but once again, way too dark. I think the only Fiend figure that actually got the color of his pants right was the Ultimate Edition and the Elite 86 that just came out. But it's still nice. The boots are very basic. It would have been nice if they found a way to make a basic version of the boots that the Ultimate Edition has. But they're fine, I guess. I like the way the jacket looks. Because of the sleeves, it might look a tad bit bulky on him, but it still looks nice. At least it does have a decent posability with them. Alright, and before we get on to the articulation, let's do a couple of comparisons with the Fiend here. Alright, first up here is with the Elite Series 77. So you see, same head sculpt, just different color with the hair. And then the Ultimate Edition, which you see the hair's on the other side, but you get the idea. So like, it's definitely missing the detail on the jackets, like with the studs. I mean, they're molded, but they're not painted. But that's okay. Like I say, the buckle is molded, but it's not painted. But that's okay. Before I forget the difference between this and the WrestleMania basic, the WrestleMania basic has the hand symbol on his shirt. Like this, like the Ultimate Edition does. If I can get in the shot there. Yeah, see that little hand symbol on the shirt? The WrestleMania basic has that. This one does not, unfortunately. So that's the difference. So if you have both figures, there's at least a difference between there. So it's not like you have two of the same figure. Anyways, articulation, for the most part, is pretty much what you'd expect on a basic, but it's a little different with this one. Alright, head can rotate 360, but the hair gets in the way a tiny bit. Can't look down, can't look up either. Arms, we rotate 360. You can go in and out, bend at the elbow, and turn at the elbow slightly, but because of the way the sleeves are molded, you can't move it that much. Swivel at the wrist, and slight hinge. Swivel waist, legs forward about that far, and back about that far. Bend at the knee, and then swivel at the boot. And that's it. So the joints are really tight on this, especially on Daniel Bryan. But not bad. So I think these are pretty solid basic figures, and I'm actually starting to like these Championship Showdown 2-packs. So the only difference between these and the battle packs is, of course, these side plates, which I'll also double as display stands. These are pretty cool. I'm actually very glad I picked up this set. So, not bad. Pretty cool figures. So, some quick final thoughts. Overall, I really like this set. I think it's pretty cool. I'm definitely starting to warm up to these Championship Showdown 2-packs. I think it's a very neat concept. I love the display stands. Like, I think it's really neat. However, it is problematic, obviously, with the limited shelf display that they offer. So if you plan to use the stands these figures come with, like for your shelf display, make sure you have enough room for them. Because like I said, they are pretty large, so it might limit how much room you have. But they're still pretty cool. Now, the figures themselves are pretty solid. So my only real complaints with them, definitely go with the Fiend. Like I said, I wish the hair was darker. And I kind of wish maybe he had the hand symbol on his shirt like the WrestleMania Basic does. And also the pants are too dark. Daniel Bryan, I just wish they found a way to make sure his knees are not so tight. Because when you bend the knees, you feel like you're going to pop his boot off. Which is the same problem I had with the basic Viking Raiders that I reviewed a week or two ago. But aside from that, these are pretty cool figures. So I'd say if you enjoyed the match that these figures are based off of, which is Survivor Series 2019, and if you could definitely find this set in stores, or possibly get on Amazon for about $20, or get on Ringside Collectibles for a good price, I would say pick it up. It's definitely a pretty solid set. So I'm definitely starting to warm up to these Championship Showdown 2-packs, so I might review more of these at some point. So stay tuned for that. So I'll give this set a 8 out of 10. Like I said, aside from the complaints I mentioned, pretty solid set. So pick it up if you can. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, link down below. Be sure to pick up your official Kyle Record merch on my store on bonfire.com, link down below. And also be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a single upload. I upload new reviews right here on this channel just about every single Saturday. So stay tuned for future videos and more reviews. Anyways, that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care, guys. Bye.